So welcome to another episode of our lessons. We have a question we want to take a quick look at. The question says, Yaro drove from a town Gaja to Banga. After 2 hours in the journey, he observed that he had covered 80 kilometers and realized that if he continued driving at the same average speed, he would be late for 15 minutes. If he decided to increase the average speed by 10 kilometers per hour, he would arrive Banga 36 minutes earlier. Okay? Find the distance between Gaja and Banga. Okay, so let's do a bit of sketch. Now, this is Gaja and this is Banga. Alright? That's Gaja, this is Banga, or this is Gaja, that's Banga. Now, from Gaja to Banga is D, and we don't know. Alright? Now, for the time it needs to travel from Gaja to Banga is T. Alright? We need T to travel from Gaja to Banga. Now, from the first part, he had traveled 80 kilometers and he used 2 hours. That's what he's saying. Traveled 80 kilometers and used 2 hours. Now, while the rest of the journey, if he continues like that, he will be late. Okay? So let's just assume, since he had traveled 80 kilometers, that's from here to here, from Gaja to this place is 80 kilometers, and the rest is now D minus 80. Okay? Remember, from here to here is D, and from here to here is 80. So the remaining part is now D, the distance, total distance minus 80. And from here to here is T, the time you need. And now from here to here is 2. So the remaining time here is T minus 2. We are going to use those two persons, those two people, those two things I've just derived. Alright, so let's look at the other parts. Now, first of all, let's know the speed he was running with. So our speed V is equals to D over T, which is, our D here is 80 all over 2. That will give us 40 kilometers per hour. That's the speed he was running with for the first part of his journey. Now, if he was running with 40 kilometers per hour, and we have other time here, look at here, we have 15 minutes. He is going to be 15 minutes late. So let's convert that 15 minutes. 15 minutes is now equal to 15 over 60. What can divide? 15 can go, 15 goes here, 1 goes here, 4. That's 1 over 4 hour. And then 36 minutes is 36 minutes earlier is 36 over 60. 18 goes there, 2 goes here, 5. Okay, hour. So we are gonna conversion there. Alright, now from this thing we can get that D from V is equals to D over T. We can get that D is equals to VT. That's our main concern, the distance. That's what we want to find. So from the first part of the statement, now the distance D we need, that's with the speed he used is now, remember the speed here is 40. Okay, 40, that's the speed he used. So if he had continued with that speed, it would be times our T, the T. But he will be 15 minutes late. That's the time. You will finish this time. It was supposed to reach. And add 15 minutes. That's being late. So 15 minutes late, that's plus 1 over 4. If we open this up, we are going to have that D is equals to 40 times T will give us 40T. 40 times 1 over 4 is going to give us, 40 times 1 is 40 divided by 4 is going to give us 10. So we call this equation 1. Okay? Now, let's look at the next part. So from here, he decided to change the speed. He added 50 to the speed. But remember that the remaining distance he's supposed to cover is no more D. It's now what? D minus 80. So in the second case, we'll use D minus 80. That's the distance he's covering. Is now equal to the speed he is using now is 10 kilometers higher than the speed he was using. That's 10 plus 40, which will give us what? 50. Remember, now our T, okay, the time that is going to cover now is what? T minus 2, not T again. Oh, T, remember T is the total distance, but T minus 2 is the remaining distance, time rather. Okay, T minus 2. Now, he arrived earlier. That means for arriving earlier, we subtract again 2/5 from the time. Okay, let's simplify this and open things up. Now this is going to give us d minus 80 is equals to 50 into t minus 2 give us minus this 5 times 2 10 minus 2 5 times 2 plus 2, that's minus 12/5. Alright, that's what we are going to get. So let's open these things up. So here we are going to have that if I open this thing up, I'm going to have d minus 80 is equals to 50 times t will give me 50t. Then 50 times, I'll divide, let me divide first. 5 divided by 50 is 10, 10 times 12, that's minus 10 times 12 is 120. That's equation 2. Okay, let me remove this 80. So now d is equals to 50t minus, now if this goes here, it becomes plus 80. So minus 120 plus 80 will give us minus 40. This is our equation 2. Now let's do equation 2, because equation 2 is carrying the bigger value here, 50. Remember here is 40. So equation 2 minus equation 1. Okay? Equation 2 minus equation 1. So this d minus d, let's take this off and have equation 2 and 1 only. So this is d minus d will give us 0. 50t minus 40t will give us 10t. Okay? Minus 40 minus 10 will give us minus 50. Alright? So let's take, so that means 10t is equals to, this goes here, becomes 50. Okay, 10t is still in this place, but I'm writing from this side now. Alright, so if we divide both sides by 10, our t becomes 5 hours. Remember, we are dealing with hours. Okay, we are not dealing with minutes. So he is supposed to use 5 hours to complete the journey, or he used 5 hours to complete the journey. Alright, so let's find the distance. That's our concern now, the distance. Remember that our equation 1 was d is equals to 40t plus 10. Okay, so we are going to replace our t here in equation 1 to find our d. So now d is equals to 40 times 5, okay, plus 10. So this d is equals to 40 times 5 is going to give us 200 plus 10, which is going to be 210 now kilometers. So that means the distance between Daja and Banga is 210 kilometers. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to share, comment, and also like the video. Don't forget to tell your friend about it. Keep watching for more episodes. Thank you.